No, you are not seeing things. My shirt is inside out. Mariners lose 4-1. They fall to 3-6 on the season. They've lost 2 of 3 to the San Francisco Giants. Go over the scoring plays. Giants get 2 in the fourth, a Matt Chapman double to score Young-Ho Lee, and Mike Yastrzemski singles to right to score Chapman. It's 2-0 at the end of 4. Mariners get their 1 in the fifth. Dylan Moore homers to center off Robbie Ray, former Mariner legend Robbie Ray, who we will talk about in a second. It is 2-1 in the middle of the fifth, but the Giants get 2 more in the sixth. Matt Chapman doubles to right to score Lee again, and Wilmer Flores singles to left to score Chapman. 4-1, Mariners lose. So we start with positives in a loss, and there's not many. Congrats to Jesse Hahn. 2 scoreless innings in his first MLB game since, I think it was 2021. That was cool. His command was wretched. Gave up 2 hits and a walk and only struck out 1. But I'm just being honest here. He didn't look good, but it's cool to see. And it's great that he was able to save their bullpen on a day that they needed bullpen saving because of how many they had to use yesterday. And I'm still ticked off by that game. But this is the positive section, right? The bottom of the order had a nice day. Dylan Moore goes 2 for 4 with a homer. Ryan Bliss gets on twice. JP Crawford gets on 3 times. That's great to see. It'd be awesome to see his on-base skills play up the way they did 2023, not in 2024. Any other positives? Nope. No, I can think of one. It's Simply Seattle, the very best in Seattle sports gear is at Simply Seattle. And use code MOLLYWOP15 to save 15% off your order. MOLLYWHOP15. Automatically takes 15% off your order. Doesn't matter if you're shopping for the Mariners or the Seahawks or the Supersonics or the Huskies or anybody Seattle sports related. You still save that 15%. The prices are already low. Already row your boat over to Simply Seattle. I'm sure there's a way to get there. Terrible. Sorry, Simply Seattle. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. Please show your support. Link in the description. Okay. Negatives. Bryce Miller wasn't great. Now, the first 3 innings were pretty good, but I personally could see a little bit of uh-oh. Those first 3 innings, he wasn't getting away with stuff, but you could tell that the command for Bryce Miller has just not quite been there over these first 2 starts. And that's okay. It stinks because they're relying heavily on him. By the way, I told you that Bryce Miller wouldn't give up 8 runs. He was barely half of that. It wasn't nearly as good a start as I wanted or was hoping for or thought. But yeah, I told you he wouldn't give up 8. Or that the Mariners wouldn't give up 8. Anyway, it wasn't Bryce Miller at his best. And unfortunately, this offense needs their starting pitching to be at their best. By the way, a real quick positive. I like how they used Trent Thornton tonight. Now, he gives up the hit that scores a run, and that mattered because bloop and a blast is the difference between being down 3 and down 2 is pretty significant to me. Get one guy on and homer, So it's a big deal that you go down 3. But that's not his run, and he gets the next 2 outs. So that was nice. But I like how they used him tonight. That is how Trent Thornton should be used, in my humble estimation. Mariners clearly disagree. Well, maybe they don't, because that's how they used him tonight. The offense was just garbage tonight. And it's great that they draw 6 walks against Robbie Ray, who is just not the same pitcher anymore. I mean, he's got good results. I think his ERA over these first 2 starts is like, well, why say like when I can give you the exact number? His ERA over these first 2 starts is 3.18. Way to waste time, Chris. You have to go write an article after this, you absolute nincompoop. So that's a good ERA. And the results tonight, 6 innings of 1-run baseball are fine. Yeah. His command was wretched tonight. And once again, the Mariners swung through pitches or were too passive. It was too passive an approach. And again, I will give you my long spiel about why I think walks are important, but not as good as hits. It's great to not get outs. It's more important to get hits. This is something you can give me all the nerd math you want, and I think analytics are wonderful, and I use analytics every single day. I literally do for my job. I use analytics every single day. But anybody who tells me that a walk is just as good as a hit is we disagree. There we go. There we go. Really rough night from Julio. Got some good pitches to hit, and after a really excellent game yesterday, it did not carry over at all. Raleigh gets the one hit, but did not have a good time at the plate. Rosarina has a really rough game, even while drawing a walk. Those three big time important hitters for them. Uh, you know, obviously a 2-3-4 is important. And then we'll just include Garver in here too. Got all of one hit. Now Garver draws a couple of walks. Rosarina draws a walk. Okay. There's just no damage done. There was just no damage done. Donovan Solano, he did make decent contact for the first time this year, but just the results aren't even close to there. 1-6 tonight. They got worked. Victor Robles had a good game. Victor Robles had a solid game. He picks up a couple of hits. Nice to see. Julio had a terrific throw to get a guy out in the outfield. And if you're just looking for positives, but the big thing for me is it's yet another game. And this has been such a recurring theme since I started this in 2023, where they just can't put together back-to-back solid offensive games. They can't. It just doesn't happen. And when it does happen, it really is noticeable. I said really way too much tonight. It's very noticeable because it stands out so much. Once again, you put together a 9 spot last night or yesterday afternoon, and you get all of one run and very rarely challenge, even while drawing 6 walks. It's not good enough. And it's funny because, the big term you use with walks is patience, right? Well, I'm asking you guys, how patient can you be with this baseball team? Because this is another bad start. Yes, it is 1/18th of the season. Did the math in my head. 1/18th. So there's lots of times to figure things out and lots of time for things to go right or wrong or anything in between. But these slow starts are not good. Obvious point is obvious, and these slow starts have really hurt the Mariners. You're looking at a team that has missed the playoffs by 1 or 2 games, and it might have been 1 in 2023. I can't even remember. Yeah, it was 1, and it was technically 1 last year too. These slow starts matter. 3-6 or 5-4, there's a big difference between the two. It's just, I wonder how patient you can be. I wouldn't be very patient. Now, I wouldn't be a very good general manager. But I'm tired of saying the same things over and over again. But I have to say those things because I keep seeing the same things over and over again. There are just too many gosh awful offensive performances from this baseball team. And yeah, I'm counting 2024 because you brought back the same unit. Your big addition was Donovan Solano, and I like the addition of Solano. being the only addition is bonkers, but I like the addition of Solano. But he's been bad. A 0.000 batting average suggests not a lot of success to me. I get paid for my analysis, folks. It's just really disappointing. And again, it makes yesterday even more frustrating because let's just say Bryce Miller has the exact same start he has tonight. You win that game. You win that game. And the Giants, they had to use the majority of their bullpen. Didn't matter because you only scored one run. Hayden Birdsong absolutely wrecked them. Hayden Birdsong's really interesting. And then Ryan Walker's a very good closer as well. But you didn't take advantage of that. Also ran out of a couple innings. I didn't mind it, but because Dylan Moore's a good stolen base guy and Ryan Bliss can run as well. But boy, it's tough giving up outs for this team. They just have such a small, I can't imagine how many times I've said this now. They have such a small margin of error. It's going to be another series loss. It's going to be another year where we talk about them not winning a series for a while. I'm trying to remember when they won that first series in 2024. Let's just go back. I've got a little bit of time before I have to write this. They lost. Oh, that's the second half of the season. Let's go to the first half of the season last year. They split the series against Boston. They lost the series against Cleveland. They lost the series against Milwaukee. They lost the series against Toronto. They lost the series against Chicago. And then they finally won the series with a sweep against Cincinnati. That was games 17, 18, and 19. And sure, they had a lot of time to recover from that. They missed the postseason by one game. Imagine winning two of those series. Winning one, hey, playoff game. Imagine, and not even a playoff game because you had the type. Well, no, because the Royals. Yeah, okay, you needed two. Imagine you win two of those series. And if you want to say I'm being unrealistic or whatever, sure, I am. The reality of the situation is the Mariners aren't playing well, and the Mariners not playing well to begin the 2024 season and the 2023 season is a major, major factor as to why they didn't make the postseason. So again, I ask you, John Q viewer, how patient can you be? Please hit like, please hit subscribe. I really appreciate the support. The views have been really solid for these first 8 games. This will be the 9th and probably be a little lower because they lost and also because I'm have to post it a little bit later. But I really appreciate the support. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really tired. I know how many times I said really. Somebody count them up for me. I'm very, very tired of these type of Seattle Mariner games.